The Paris 2024 Powerlifting is underway, and it's the men's up to 59 kilo category, which is getting underway here at the Porte de la Chapelle Arena. And as you can see, quite the range from Peru's Diego Quispe all the way up to Egypt's Mohamed Elmenyawy, who is looking to notch 200 kilos on his first attempt. Powerlifting, one of the fastest growing sports in the world in terms of participation. Over 100 countries active. There are 180 athletes here representing a multitude of nations across the Paris 2024 program. And unlike world competitions, the places are a little more limited. There's often in excess of 400 athletes out there, and the likes of Shakiyv Osman of Egypt, who holds both the Paralympic and the world record dating all the way back to Rio, where he shifted an extraordinary 211 kilos. Each National Paralympic Committee is only able to have one athlete in each weight class. There is a different Egyptian in for this one, Mohamed Elmenyawy, who will be looking to follow in the footsteps of the great Paralympic and world record holder Osman. Atmosphere beginning to build in the Porte de la Chapelle Arena. My name's Joe Burns, and I'm joined by Pete Selby.
Thank you, Joe. It's a competition with, you mentioned, Shakiyv Osman, who is the hero of Mohamed Elmenyawy, who, as you mentioned, is an opening lift of 200 kilograms. Well, that is only 11 kilograms from Paralympic and world record by Osman. So 25-year-old Elmenyawy could well be up to that sort of weight in this category. These are the referees, left side, right side, and then the chief referee, Garrido of Brazil. 3 referees. We need 2 of the 3 to give white lights if it will be a good lift.
Yes, so the referee's all important. There is a chief referee that sits at the head of the bench, and then the other 2 referees, left and right, situated on either side, and each angle gives a different view, as you can imagine. So they all get their opportunity to cast a vote as to whether the lift is good. And in that, they are looking at different stages of the lifting sequence. The down sequence, the body position throughout the entirety of the lift. The stop sequence, where the bar must make contact with the chest and be stopped dead still. And then the press sequence is the ascent, where the key element is the locking out of the elbows of both arms simultaneously, though consideration will be taken into account for the athlete's impairment. So that is the stage, that is the bench, and that is where records are to be broken and will be broken, you'd imagine, across the Paralympic program here at Paris 2024. And it's fitting that we're here in France, with it being the home of the bench press. It's credited to George Hackenschmidt, the world's first professional wrestling heavyweight champion, who invented the movement in 1890, around the 1890s. The Estonian-born muscle man, who also is credited with developing the hack squat. Well, there's one sporting class in para-powerlifting, and athletes that have been impacted in the lower limbs or the hips. But there's 20 different weight class competitions, 10 men, 10 women, with 80 male and 80 female athletes qualifying, with 20 bi-party commission places as well, and a maximum number of 16 athletes per National Paralympic Committee. And of course, our referees and our spotter loaders, the team behind who are charged with loading the weights onto the bar, adjusting the racking height as well, which is information that the athletes confirm the day before competition, which is also the day before they're weighed in. Although there is a dispensation in the rules to state that there can be surprise spot weighs on the day of competition, so important not to overindulge in the popcorn whilst chilling out the night before when you're trying to take your mind off the pressures of a Paralympic Games at Paris 2024. The final 30 seconds before the competition commences, and from when the athlete's name is called out, they have 2 minutes to take to the bench and to commence their lift. Great drama, great pressure builds. The ultimate release, a good lift in the Porte de Chapelle Arena.
Competition is underway, and here comes Diego Quispe, is our first athlete on stage. 125 kilograms is on the bar. We have the reigning Paralympic champion here and bronze medalist, mentioned Shakiyv Osman, who won the silver medal in Tokyo in the up to 59 kilogram category. Quispe from Peru, 25 years old, from Lima. Completed in the recent World Championship last year. Lifted 117 and 120 before that in Tbilisi. Plays football for the Peru national team, people of short stature. Sport in 2017, and his aim to qualify for the Paralympics. Well, Diego has done just that. 125 is on the bar in round one. And a good lift for Diego Quispe. We are underway then in the men's up to 59 kilogram category with a good lift. 3 white lights. All 3 of the referees enjoyed that and gave Diego Quispe a perfect start. 125 kilograms lifted in round one. Quickly down onto the chest. Lovely stop section there, just into the chest and then straight back up. Arms locking out simultaneously, and an excellent lift from Diego. The perfect start.
Kostiantyn Panasiuk, the 33-year-old from Odessa in the Ukraine, is revved up and ready to lift in his second Paralympics. It was a 6th place finish at Tokyo 2020 with a best lift of 155 kilos. Well, park that, because Kostiantyn is going for 15 kilos more straight from the off here in Paris. He's got serious world championship pedigree, having claimed gold, a couple of silvers and a bronze across multiple team events, yet to taste individual glory other than a bronze in the Europeans in Tbilisi in 2022. But he starts his Parisian powerlifting journey with arms aloft and a huge 170 kilo good lift. 2 white lights out of the 3, that'll do. And Kostiantyn, Panasiuk. Well, he was roaring before he even hit the bench. And after that lift, that press, there was even more to roar about. Good lift to kick off the Ukrainians' campaign here at the Porte de la Chapelle.
Stanislav Shakiyv, Kazakhstan, 36 years old. His first Paralympic Games. Used to the big stage, has competed in 3 World Championships. Best performance finishing 4th, 2021 in Tbilisi. Georgia lifting 161, has lifted in competition in Dubai only last year, 176, this very weight. Relative late coming to the sports, 36 now, started competing at 30. With those World Championship appearances, making up for lost time, and Paralympic debut here, so 176. His best in major competitions, and his opening weight here in Paris. Stanislav Shakiyv of Kazakhstan. Round 1.
Start. Right.
And a good lift from Shakiyv. 176, so that's equaling again his best in major competition. A great way to start here in Paris. Stanislav Shakiyv, an early leader in round 1.
Time for the arrival of the Greek athlete Paschalis Kouloumoglou, who is a 2-time Paralympian previously, and he gets better and better with every cycle. 5th in Rio with a lift of 145, 7th in Tokyo with a lift of 163, and that was coming in after a spot of injury issues with his shoulder. But he comes here in fine form, having lifted 188 in 2023 in Dubai at the World Championships. An opening lift of 176 kilos from the 29-year-old Greek.
Referee, flags, please.
Which is going to be ratified by flags due to a few technical gremlins in the system. 3 white flags. But he doesn't surrender to the bar. He dominates it. 176 kilos from Paschalis, Kouloumoglou. A good first lift.
Not only is new weight added to the bar, but also rack height as well, adjusted for every athlete. Great work by the loaders. We are ready now for our next athlete. Chief referee just making sure everything's okay. And Carlos Garrido, Acevedo of Chile, 44 years old, most experienced athletes in this weight category. This will be a 4th Paralympic Games. Competed back in Sydney. Was 4th in Tokyo. Part of a very, very strong Chile team when winning the World Championship mixed team event in Tbilisi in 2021, and from Santiago, and well, won in Santiago in the Pan American Games. Also part of their mixed team success. It's a brilliant campaign that was last year in Santiago. Injured his right shoulder during those championships in Santiago last year. A bit of time off since, regularly does so in his career to keep his body able to keep lifting at the age of 44. Here he is in Paris at his 4th Paralympic Games.
Start.
He knows when it is a good lift. And getting the crowd going as well. Juan Carlos Garrido, Acevedo, starting his 4th Paralympic Games in great style. 3 from 3 from the referees and 180 kilograms. The Chilean is, at the moment, top of the leaderboard. Why not getting the crowd going? Delighted with his lift, but also trying to get the crowd involved in this competition, which they are responding in turn.
Yongkai, the reigning Paralympic champion from Tokyo, has taken to the stage, and he is on the bench and eager to get lifting already. It was 187 kilos that he shifted in that gold medal winning performance in the up to 59 kilo category in Japan's capital. But now 25, now that little bit older, with that additional muscular development, he is opening his Paris 2024 5 kilos heavier than the weight that saw him claim gold. 192 kilos for Yongkai.
Start.
That's as smooth as it gets for Yongkai. He leaps to the top of the leaderboard, a whole 12 kilos beyond the effort of the Chilean. But we've got a fierce competition ahead of us. A lot of big lifters, and we could be strapping ourselves in for lots of snakes and ladders as far as the leaderboard is concerned. But lift number 1 is a good one for Yongkai. He moves to the top of the leaderboard.
Next athlete is Mohsen Bakhtiar from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Now, when it comes to the first round lifts, 190, 192, Bakhtiar will attempt to lift here. The athlete with 192 and 200 from Elmenyawy still to come. Well, pretty easy to look at those 4 weights and go, this is maybe some competition for the medals. With powerlifting, it doesn't normally work out that way. There's always surprises. But this men's up to 59 kilogram category, at the moment, looking at the leaderboard and again those weights, it just has all the hallmarks of bit of a classic brewing. Well, we are still in round 1. Pushing Bakhtiar underneath this weight. 5th in the World Championships in Tbilisi's best finish. And a good lift for Mohsen. 5th in the World Championships in Tbilisi a few years ago now. 6th last time in Dubai a year back. And that's a tremendous start to his competition. Delighted to represent his nation, and well, he's done so superbly in round 1. A couple of athletes with 192 attempts in round 1, and the first of which lifted, and the second here, Mohsen Bakhtiar, very impressively doing so as well.
Herbert's Aceituno of El Salvador, hailing from the capital city, San Salvador, and a bronze medalist in Tokyo in this same weight classification. That day, he lifted 184 kilos. Today, he starts his Paralympic powerlifting campaign 9 kilos more. 193, a weight that would propel him to the top of the leaderboard. This is a man who came first in the Powerlifting World Cup in Tbilisi just a couple of months ago, towards the end of June, with a best lift of 195. A man peaking in Paris, seemingly. That will be confirmed if he is to lift this opening weight of 193. Last minute adjustments to to his wrist straps. Bit of time pressure on him as the clock ticks down, and assisted by his coach with the lift.
Start. Rack.
Apprehensive applause for Aceituno, who's looking to the boards. We have had some technical issues, so the referees go to the flag, so they put their heads down, they don't look at one another, so that their votes continue to be their own mind. And they are reminders one, 3 white flags, a very, very good lift for Herbert Aceituno, who kicks things off here in Paris with a good stop sequence, a satisfactory press sequence also, and a lift of 193 kilos to take him to the top of the leaderboard.
Mohamed Elmenyawy will complete his first round of lifts. 194 indeed now is on the bar for Elmenyawy, who in Tbilisi in the World Cup events in June lifted 195. Egypt with a tremendous history in the sport of powerlifting. Elmenyawy, first Paralympic Games, bronze medalist in the World Championships last year in Dubai. His hero, Sheriff Osman, world record holder. The 25-year-old looking to emulate his hero, and will attempt the heaviest weights in round 1. 194 in round 1 for Mohamed Elmenyawy. And it's a good lift, 3 out of 3 from the referees, and it's a great start for Mohamed Elmenyawy. The heaviest lift in round 1, 194, goes straight to the top of the leaderboard after 1 round. In an event that promised plenty, looking at the opening weights, and we have the top 4 covered by only 2 kilograms. Elmenyawy at the top of the leaderboard. Should be some event. But it's a perfect start from the Egyptian Mohamed Elmenyawy. 194 kilograms and leads the way.
Confirmation of just how tight that tussle is for the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the rest of the competitors all pretty well jammed together. Diego Quispe of Peru is in now. 125 kilos successfully lifted by the man from the wonderful capital city that is Lima. Just 25 years old, so there is a fair few years of high caliber lifting to come from this Peruvian. He gestures to the referees there just to remind them that there is a dispensation to his lift as driven by his impairment. You might see the athletes going round all 3, and it's also denoted on the screen as well. And that will be taken into consideration by the referees when assessing as to whether it is indeed a good lift. That's an angle we don't get too often. It's quite a nice way to look at what's before the athletes. And it's an angle that Diego will never have seen before. Yeah, he's ready to get after it. Being at his first Paralympic Games, that is. He's seen the bench plenty of times, having taken up the sport in 2017. Been his dream to compete at the Paralympics, and, well, he's living it right now. He's got one good lift. Can he get a second at 130 kilos?
Start. Rack.
Muted applause, but they'll get a little noisier now because that smile tells it all. The lift is good from Diego Quispe. 2 white lights sufficient to make it 2 lifts out of 2. High fives all round. And this is an amazing moment for Diego Quispe. You think a 25-year-old at his first Paralympics. It's an enormous stage here at the Porte de la Chapelle. He's only ever previously been to a couple of World Championships. But now here at the biggest event of them all, 2 faultless lifts and a third to come. He maintains his 9th position, but he climbs to 130 kilos.
Kostiantyn Panasiuk of Ukraine, currently in 8th place. First round lift of 170 was successful, up to 177 here, so that's quite the increase, 7 kilograms for the Ukrainian. 6th in Tokyo, 155, so we're way beyond that already. Had a tremendous recent World Championships last year, part of the gold medal winning mixed team from Ukraine, and also silver with the straight team events.
Start. Rack.
No lift for Kostiantyn Panasiuk, and it was the press sequence from all 3 of the referees. And Kostiantyn will go up stage and readdress that situation. Yeah, all 3 then with the indicator for the press sequence. It's good up to halfway, but the press, again from all 3 referees, remains on 170.
Stanislav Shakiyv of Kazakhstan has been announced. And he steps out having had a successful lift of 176 kilos, 178 on the bar on this occasion. His delay in coming out means that he is under a degree of time pressure here. He only really emerged with 90 seconds remaining. He doesn't seem remotely flustered though, the 36-year-old. Who is another one of our lifters here at his first Paralympics. There is the buzzer to notify everyone that we're into less than 60 seconds remaining to commence the lift. Took up the sport in 2018, latecomer to the sport, age 30, but before he knew it, he was making his international debut a year later. Here he is, first Paralympic Games, second lift, looking to shift 178 kilos.
Start. Rack.
Given the instruction to rack and given the instruction that he has 3 white lights and a perfect lift for Stanislav. Shakiyv, 178 kilos successfully moved, and 6th place solidified on the leaderboard. Stop, very clear contact with the chest and held there. The bar can't sink into the chest, it has to be stopped dead. Not supported by the chest. All good though from the man from Kazakhstan. He's in 6th.
Paschalis Kouloumoglou of Greece. 176 in round 1, up to 181 here in round 2. 29 years old. 3rd Paralympic Games, 5th in Rio, 7th in Tokyo. In terms of weight, 145 at 163, so this is way beyond what he's lifted before at Paralympic Games. 4th in the recent World Championships, lifted 188, so has got pedigree to go heavier than 181. But here we are in round 2.
Start.
I'm told to rack there by the chief referee, and a no lift, and it was the press sequence from all 3 as well, just failing to lock out both elbows before we even take a look at whether they would have been at the same time, failing to lock out on both. So the press sequence is what Paschalis will be thinking about backstage before his 3rd lift. First part onto the stop sequence was fine, just failing to lock out, and it will be round 3 for his attempt at this weight.
Juan Garrido, Acevedo is on his way to the bench. 180 kilos mastered in his opening attempt, and 184 now on the bar for the man originally from Talca in the center of the country. It's about 3 hours south of the capital Santiago, where he lives now. For those of you that are familiar with the shape of Chile, 3 hours doesn't get you very far north to south, stretching pretty much the entirety of the continent of South America. Wonderful sporting country, and one which this man won gold at the Pan American Games in November 2023. Four additional kilos on the bar for Juan Garrido, Acevedo. Victor Rubila, his coach, assists in the first instance.
Start.
And that looked like a fine lift, roared upwards. And an explosion of appreciation for his own efforts as well. Juan Garrido, Acevedo, with another successful lift here in Paris He solidifies his 5th position with a lift of 184 kilos, and he's not just winning the white light opinions of the referees, he is certainly tapping into the affections of the fans of the Porte de la Chapelle here in Paris. The full extension of the arms, the locking out of the elbows, all in tune. And a second good lift, and one at 184 kilos.
Herbert, Aceituno, Salvador making his way to the bench. 193 lifted in round 1. 195 attempt here for the bronze medalist from Tokyo. Two-time world silver medalist as well. And Herbert's right in there with a chance of another medal. So round 2, 195 kilograms. 28-year-old underneath the bar. This two go to the top of the leaderboard in round 2, still with 3 athletes to lift. Taking all the time that he needs.
Start. Rack.
No lift from 2 of the 3 referees. Press sequence from the left referee and the right referee as well. Achieved just behind the head. He was saying it was a good lift, and there is a challenge being made straight away here. So a lift challenge has been submitted, and the jury will now make their decision. So the jury, Aceituno is waiting along with his coach. The jury are watching at the same time, and they agree with the referees. It's an unsuccessful lift. So no lift for Herbert Aceituno. He'll remain with 193 from round 1, and currently remaining in 2nd place in what is bubbling up to be a very, very interesting men's up to 59 kilogram category.
A fascinating men's up to 59 kilo final. Mohsen Bakhtiar is heading out representing the Islamic Republic of Iran. The 26-year-old lifted 192 kilos successfully in not just his first lift of these games, his first lift of any games. A Paralympian for the first time, and that's a long journey. This is a culmination of his career to this point, having first competed in a Worlds back in 2014, so a decades-long competition at the top, including successes in the Asia Para Games with silver medals, but now here at the biggest one there is, the Paralympics, lifting out of Gilan province in Iran. Drawing inspiration from great Iranian para-powerlifter Siaman Rahman. 195 kilos on the bar for Mohsen Bakhtiar.
Start.
That looks an excellent lift, didn't it? And the Porte de la Chapelle And chiefly, the three referees are in utter agreement. 3 white lights for the Iranian. And that has sprung him up to first position. The stop sequence, excellent. The press, cohesive. And all 3 referees loving his work. It's a huge lift. That's put great pressure on the rest of the pack here. And another layer of intrigue comes into this hotly contested men's up to 59 kilo final.
Here comes the reigning world and Paralympic champion, Yongkai. Is on the bench. 197 kilograms is on the bar. This will go, if successful, straight to the top of the leaderboard by a couple of kilograms. Yeah! 10 kilograms more than what he lifted when winning gold in Tokyo. 25-year-old trying to lift 197 in round 2.
Start.
Huge applause from the crowd, and a good lift for the defending champion. 3 white lights. And Yongkai's straight to the top of the leaderboard, where he knows. Olympic and world champion. 197 kilograms, and just starts to put a bit of distance between himself and the rest. Still with Elmenyawy to come. Huge roar on the press section. And 3 white lights. The defending champ is at the top of the leaderboard.
Time for another twist before the round is done, I should say. Egypt's Mohamed Elmenyawy, who has been sat top of this leaderboard for much of this second round by virtue of his lift of 194 kilos in the opening round. We're getting to some big numbers here with Yongkai, Mohsen, Bakhtiar and Herbert, Aceituno, all pushing each other, and Mohamed Elmenyawy towards the 200 mark. The 25-year-old Egyptian. He's got his coach Andre Akebre alongside him, settling him onto the bench. Rather fittingly, seeking inspiration from the great Shakiyv Osman, who is the current Paralympic and world record holder in this classification. Wide eyes, looking for the call, looking for the white lights, and getting 2 of them. The chief referee, the only one to press red on his pad. The 2 side referees saying that they like the look of that lift, happy with all the elements. And Mohamed Elmenyawy re-establishes himself at the top of the leaderboard with a successful lift of 198 kilos. Goodness me. What a contest we've got on our hands. Just 3 kilos separating the gold, silver and bronze. And of course, the El Salvadorian just on the doorstep of that podium as well. That's a lot of nice minor battles going on further down the leaderboard. I feel we may be in for a stunning third round of lifts.
Let's get this third round underway with Diego Quispe. The medals to be sorted out in a short while. Diego Quispe of Peru. 2 from 2 so far. It's been a fabulous Paralympic Games. 125, 130, rounds 1 and 2. Now 133. The man from Lima. It's been superb so far on his Paralympic debut. He plays football for the Peru national team. Actually, short stature. Strong man, you don't want to move against him. Took up the sport because he wanted to strengthen his upper body. 2017. Now at 25, he's underneath 133 kilograms in round 3 of the Paralympic Games. So to make it a perfect competition, Diego Quispe, round 3.
Start. Very good.
And a no lift, a little shrug of the shoulders there, and a wry grin to his coach. But 2 lifts of 125 and 130 in his first Paralympic Games. One of his coach, Neerlandis Hidalgo, and gets warm applause from the Port La Chapelle Arena. Couldn't knock out his elbows. But Diego Quispe will leave with that second round lift of 130.
Kostiantyn Panasiuk of Ukraine is on his way to the bench. 33 years old, 170 kilos already lifted successfully in his first attempt. He wasn't able to follow suit with 177 in his second. But irrespective of what happens here on this lift, let's admire the progress. Let's admire the fact that in Tokyo, when finishing 6th, his finest lift was 155 kilos. He is looking to add a further 22 kilos to his name in the history books at a Paralympic Games. Will it happen here in Paris right now on his third lift? 177 kilos on the bar for Kostiantyn Panasiuk.
Start. Break.
Not to beat for the man from Odessa, but he is quite rightly soaking up the moment. And his serious progress from his time in Tokyo. He's added a further 15 kilos onto his CV for when the next Paralympics comes round, and at the age of 33, you would venture to say that there is a few more in this man. It'll be 8th place for Kostiantyn Panasiuk of the Ukraine here at Paris.
Stanislav Shakiyv will be next in Kazakhstan with his third and final lift. 36-year-old. He finished 4th in Tbilisi. That was a few years ago, 2021. 7th in Dubai in the World Championships. That was 176. So he's already beaten that here in Paris with his second round lift of 178. Attempt 3 will be 181. And 181 will see him remain in 6th place, solidify his place on the leaderboard. Stanislav has only been lifting for 6 years. It's up at 30, sport of powerlifting. Progressing all the time. This will be 181, again to remain in 6th place in Paris. Strap being tightened as tight as possible. 20 seconds to go.
Start. Rack.
No lift. So no lift for Stanislav Shakiyv. And Shakiyv will leave with that second round lift of 178. At the moment will remain in 6th place here in Paris. Shakiyv, 2 out of 3. Just finding that 181 too much to complete the press sequence. The current time is in 6th position.
Paschalis Kouloumoglou of Greece is stepping out for his third and final lift. 176 was no sweat in his opening attempt, but 181 getting the better of him come round 2. He's up for the sequel with 181, and this would take his Paralympic record lift even further on a personal level. Well, it looked good and it felt real good for the Greek. And he's rewarded with 3 white lights. Outstanding final lift from Paschalis Kouloumoglou. And he embraces those here in support. This would have been in an empty arena in Tokyo 3 years ago when he lifted 163 kilos for a 7th place finish. Well, he's put himself in 6th with a mighty effort of 181 kilos here in Paris.
Juan Carlos Garrido Acevedo of Chile, currently in 5th place. Attempting 187 here. He will remain, regardless, in 5th place. It's been another fabulous Paralympic Games for Juan, who's started in Sydney near 2000 and finished 4th in Tokyo, 183. His best lift, looking to beat that by some margin with this 187. He's already got the 184 in the back pocket. Can Garrido, Acevedo lift at 187 and head back to Santiago, Chile? Continue making furniture in his spare time. He's currently on a metal bench here with 187 kilograms just above his head. Round 3.
Start.
Not completing the final press sequence, and it will be a no lift for Juan Carlos Garrido Acevedo, who's entertained the crowd here at the Port de la Chapelle Arena when lifting his 2 lifts of 180 and 184, and I'm sure will be given a very warm ovation. Won over the crowd straight away and will remain in 5th place in Paris 2024.
Get ready for a legend of El Salvadorian Paralympic sport. Herbert Aceituno, the flag bearer at the opening ceremony of the Games here in Paris, performing the same role that he did in Rio and in Tokyo. And as he has done so at the last 2 Pan American Games, he's even lit the cauldron before at the opening ceremony of the Central American and Caribbean Games, hosted in his home city of San Salvador. Well, he needs to be on fire here to lift 196 kilos to propel himself into the bronze medal position that is populated by Mohsen Bakhtiar as we speak. He failed at 195, having successfully lifted 193 at his first attempt. He's got this kind of weight in him. We saw him win the World Cup event in Tbilisi earlier in the year with 195. 196 here now on the bar to put him in contention of bronze.
Start. Rack.
And it's good. It is good from Herbert Aceituno. 2 white lights, 196 mastered, and a bronze medal berth for the time being for the great Paralympian of El Salvador. Well, we said he needed to be on fire for this lift. He was red hot in the press. And with 196 kilos shifted, he now sits in bronze.
Mohsen Bakhtiar, the Islamic Republic of Iran, attempting 197 kilograms. He's just dropped down into 4th place with that lift of Aceituno, and this will now propel him back to the bronze medal position. So for a bronze medal, Mohsen Bakhtiar will attempt 197 kilograms. Way more than he's lifted in major competitions before. Recent World Championships, 183 he lifted. This is 197 for a bronze medal in Paris.
Start.
Locks out his elbows. Is it bronze for Bakhtiar? It is! 3 white lights. And Mohsen Bakhtiar of the Islamic Republic of Iran has a bronze medal in Paris. 3 lifts out of 3, 192, 195, and now 197. Bakhtiar, an excellent lift and fully deserving of his bronze medal. Fabulous end to his lift, locking out those elbows absolutely identically. The bronze medal winner.
Let's sort out gold and silver, shall we? And the man standing silver right now is Yongkai with a best lift of 197 kilos. That's just been matched by Mohsen Bakhtiar, but by virtue of the fact that Yongkai lifted that weight first, he is assured of silver, but he wants gold. He wants 200 kilos to try and eclipse the 198 that Mohamed Elmenyawy has by his name. He wants to repeat the feat of Tokyo, where he claimed gold in this very competition. He will need this lift, 200 kilos, to stand any chance of gold.
Start.
The ball roared north by the muscular frame of Yongkai. 200 kilos successfully shifted. 3 white lights. Top of the leaderboard in the gold medal position with just 1 more competitor to come. And a gold medal for his coach in the background, Sun Xiaogang, the club that Sun Xiaogang, his coach. And an anxious wait now, 1 lift to go.
Well, Mohamed Elmenyawy's been backstage watching every lift, I'm sure. And it's all rather simple. Lift this and the gold medal is yours. It's 201 kilograms. Mohamed Elmenyawy from Egypt. At his first Paralympic Games, the 25-year-old has a lift to win gold. Round 3, 201 kilograms for the gold medal.
Start.
Looks anxiously at the board, and a good lift and a gold medal for Elmenyawy. Mohamed Elmenyawy has lifted 201 kilograms and has taken gold in the men's up to 59 kilogram category in his first Paralympic Games. A roar of delight turns into emotion, and Mohamed Elmenyawy with a perfect competition, 3 lifts out of 3, and 201 kilograms means he is the Paralympic champion here in Paris. Given the flag of Egypt, there's a possibility he might try for a Paralympic and world record equal in lift. But at the moment, it's all about the gold medal. Mohamed Elmenyawy, an excellent lift in round 3. And is the gold medal winner. 201 kilograms. And he's the Paralympic champion at 25. And look what it means for Elmenyawy.
Beautiful scenes at the conclusion of a wonderful competition. Just look at how tight it was at the top and throughout that leaderboard. But it is bronze for Mohsen Bakhtiar of Iran. Yongkai of China takes silver, and Mohamed Elmenyawy of Egypt claims a quite brilliant gold with the very last lift of the competition.
La caméra arrive sur vous, ça doit exploser les jeunes. Allez, waouh!
It is time for the medal ceremony for the men's up to 59 kilo para powerlifting competition at Paris 2024. And what a competition it was, and what worthy medalists all three of our athletes are.
Seront remises par.
The medals will be presented by
Monsieur Jorge Moreno, responsable de World.
Mr. Jorge Moreno, the head of World Para Powerlifting, amongst the medal presentation party.
accompanied by
And Mrs. Georgina Grenon, the Sustainability Director for Paris 2024, fittingly so in this arena that is
Paris 2024.
in keeping with all the tenets of the sustainability at the heart of this Games.
Médaillé de bronze représentant l'Iran.
Bronze medalist representing Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohsen Bakhtiar.
Mohsen Bakhtiar was in a tussle for that bronze medal all the way through the competition. He sat top of the log at times and in the silver position, but ultimately it is a fabulous bronze for this man from Iran. A first Paralympic Games and a first medal for Mohsen Bakhtiar of the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Médaillé d'argent représentant la Chine.
Silver medalist representing People's Republic of China, Yongkai.
Yongkai, the gold medalist from Tokyo heading into these Games, was in a talented field that brought out his very best. 200 kilos lifted and another medal hanging round the neck of the man from the People's Republic of China. And a paraphrase mascot for him also. Silver medal in the men's up to 59 kilo para powerlifting category. The People's Republic of China's Yongkai. And for this man, I wonder if it's quite sunk in yet. Literally moments ago, he was on that bench behind him with the last lift of the competition. He was forced into a corner, a 201 kilo corner, where he simply had to move it to claim gold. And he rose like the bar to the challenge. And Egypt's Mohamed Elmenyawy is the gold medalist of the men's up to 59 kilo para powerlifting here at Paris 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you're able for the anthem of Egypt.
Your medalists in the men's up to 59 kilo para powerlifting final. Bronze for Iran's Mohsen Bakhtiar, silver for China's Yongkai, and gold for Mohamed Elmenyawy.